All right. I just wanted to compare. I thought this would be a good idea. To compare the differences in how regeneration and how limb regrowth work between the Ajin Demihuman mod, which is a very cool mod. I think you should download it. It's pretty cool. And the new, finally released Human Tears Reforged. This is going to be great. We'll start off with a normal human for both of them, just to compare them both, so we know that they're the exact same to start off with. There's no inherent advantage that one has over the other. We'll give him an Ajin syringe with the black ghost, and we'll give him all the bells and whistles, all the RG extracts that we can find. I think I might have accidentally given him part of it. Let me just not, because that the way of this is the way that works. Let me just make sure he didn't get any extra abilities. All right. And I just wanted to see some stuff. So let's say we just kill one of these guys. Let's shoot him in the head. Actually, let's do something light. Let's stab him. Now, if you stab this guy, he doesn't actually regen yet, because that isn't how being an Ajin works. Not in the anime. It doesn't work like that in People Playground either. It's very lore accurate. The only time you regenerate is when you die. So when he finally dies, his black ghost aura energy, it's been a minute since I watched the show, regenerates him, it revives him. Now this is just his regeneration ability. On top of being able to come back from the dead, he has this. He has a black ghost which can attack people on, oh, a little spoiler there by accident, which can attack people on his behalf. If you do this, he can also attack himself. This red line tells you how to, will let you know where it's going. And he'll do that. He can attack himself. And as you can see, he doesn't regenerate new body pieces. He actually, if they're close enough, and if they're in a close enough proximity, he'll actually use the pieces of his body that were just torn off to come back to life, which is very interesting. He can also he can also retract this ghost by clicking his middle body again. You can see it slowly fades away into nothing. He can also scream, which paralyzes humans that aren't Ajins around him. You see he's kind of frozen up a little bit. You inspect him, he looks fine, but he's just a little, oh, there we go. He's better now. One major difference for regeneration is that this guy doesn't really regen. He regens at the normal speed of a human. So if part of him is dead, it's dead until he's dead. Like, it's dead until he finally succumbs to it. Because he isn't actually dead, and as I said before, he does not regenerate unless he completely dies. As you can see, he's perfectly fine here, though. This guy, however, he needs energy to do all the cool abilities he has, and in order to actually showcase that, let's give him some more energy so I don't have to constantly wait for his energy to come back. That should be enough. 10,000 energy. This should be good. Now, the difference between when we shoot them, if I shoot him in the legs, he doesn't die, and he doesn't regenerate. However, when I shoot him in the legs, not only is he more durable because of the durability RG extract, he also doesn't die. He is perfectly fine. He is not. Should come back any second now. That's one of the major differences, is that there's no regeneration unless he's completely dead. And limb regeneration doesn't work the same way because he has to completely die, or he has to completely die before his limbs get regenerated. If he gets his body like ripped apart, he has to wait to die or be killed in order for his limbs to come back. However, this guy, all he needs is a little bit of energy and he's perfectly fine. I personally prefer the this the Human Tears Reforged version, just because when I think of regeneration, I think of limb regrowth. I think of it working like this. This is like basically a perfect system. And while this doesn't try and be a perfect system, all it does is try and replicate what's in an anime, and it does what it does very well. Right now, we aren't comparing source material, as there is no source material for Human Tears. It's its own original thing. We're just comparing the strength and how each regeneration ability works, and Human Tears beats out Ajin Demihuman every single day of the week, honestly. You can see he's like struggling to stand up. It looks like he's numb. Maybe he has brain damage. There is one thing though. If you completely eviscerate him, if you were to just completely destroy him like all the way, I don't think he'd be able to regen, as there's nothing left of him to have energy. There has to be at least one part of him. There's no limit to what part of him it is, I don't think. There just has to be a part of him that's alive. However, with this guy, so like let's test that theory. Oh, that's the one downside. But I think that makes sense. You know, completely eviscerating something, there's nothing for it to literally latch onto other than like little bits of flesh. But if I completely eviscerate this guy, he comes back. This is something that I was hoping wouldn't happen, that I was hoping would just be an afterthought when I mentioned it later on. The Ajin Demihuman mod is very, very buggy, which is one of the reasons I don't like it as much as a lot of other regrowth mods and a lot of other regeneration mods. It is extremely buggy, and it doesn't really work sometimes. There's no way for you to fix this aside from just completely resetting him or killing him. I mean, aside from just completely destroying him. He has to be completely clear. And so I think that that's a really good trade-off. Only needing to, like, as long as he isn't completely eviscerated. So as long as he isn't literally nuked, he's perfectly fine. Unless you're going out of your way to destroy every single part of his body, then he will be perfectly fine. Let's just spawn in a guy with a Demihuman. With a guy with an Ajin. We'll do Sato. I'm not entirely sure what to even compare here. There's just so much we can do, like testing. If I were to throw him at the ground, because of the durability RG extracts, he's just better. He won't just die because he's not just a normal human like this guy is. That's crazy. Remember, the Ajins are just normal people who happen to be able to survive dying. That's all they are. Because when they die, they come back, but they're just a normal guy. When you give somebody all these RG extracts and all these abilities, if they ever do get completely eviscerated, well, they'll come back. And these guys will too, but... I mean, if a piece of them gets completely eviscerated, it'll come back, but... And so will this guy, but this mod is more bugged and less... It's much less, consistent than the Human Tears Reforged mod. Which makes sense, as the Ajin Demihuman mod is a bit older. Let's see if it actually works this time. Oh, it did work! Okay. See, this is what was supposed to happen. When it does work, it works very well. When he gets completely eviscerated, he is perfectly fine, right? Like, you know, I could just completely tear him apart with a shotgun. Nothing will be left, bro. Literally nothing. Well, maybe not nothing. Like, that's not a lot. You see? That's really good. And if I did the same thing to him, we'll see if he could survive it. He is perfectly fine. Another cool thing about this that isn't allowed with the Ajin mod is that the actual regeneration ability can be fine-tuned to essentially your heart's content. You can do an extract tuner and an unstable so you can do a wound regeneration tuner, so it tunes how fast these kinds of things happen. It tunes how much it allows you to control how much energy it takes up and how long it actually takes. So let's say let's say we want to tune it, right? So for regen, modify regeneration stats, we'll make it 300. We'll make the regen time happen super quick, so 0.1. And can it revive the dead? You can essentially make him an Ajin, or a more consistent Ajin, I guess. Again, unless he's completely eviscerated, because again, as I said before, when completely eviscerated, he will die. The Ajin, however, will not. I mean, he still had a piece there, but you understand. And again, these bugs are really messing me up because I'm trying to be as courteous as I can. I'm trying to use this as a selling point, and it really isn't working. It is super buggy and super inconsistent, which just really knocks it down a peg for me. Even when not comparing just regeneration abilities, if I'm trying to use this as like a mod to have fun with, it's super inconsistent and kind of messes up the vibe when I'm trying to play a game, and it's just super wonky and messed up. You can essentially turn this guy into an Ajin if you really wanted to. Because honestly, even though he doesn't come back from total evisceration, it's way more consistent, and most of what you're doing isn't going to consist of completely eviscerating him anyway. So he'll be perfectly fine. And I just, just kind of, you can also modify its regrowth, and this just makes it feel more fun. You can enter the energy consummation amount. I'm going to do 1300 just because I can, random number. We're going to make it, this is how long it takes in seconds. So that's 1 second it takes for each limb to regrow. I'm going to make it 0.3. Boom. Now he regens super fast. Durability increaser. This modifies the actual durability. This is less about regeneration, more about like defensive stats, but we'll do this anyway. Durability multiplier will make him 3 times as durable as a normal durability potion thing would, as a normal durability extract would give him. So now he's 3 times as powerful as somebody if I were to just give them the durability increaser. And finally, the energy shield. This is Human Tears Reforged exclusive. We'll leave it at that. I want a shield to be red because it's an easy color to apply. So now you'll notice the difference between when I killed him earlier and when I kill him now. That didn't even kill him. He is so much more durable. That's insane. I didn't even realize he could be that strong. It's not even enough to tear him apart. Wow, I think I might have to actually just disassemble him with the disassembler. He's so strong. Maybe with the Archeolix. There we go. You see how much faster he regens? Look at that. All that, and it's still perfectly consistent. And he's healing his wounds without needing to be killed. I tried to be as nice as I could to this. I do still enjoy this mod, but it's just a little too finicky for me, for my tastes. And I think I'm going to give it to Human Tears Reforged. They have way more things, way more, and that's not even the whole mod. That's like 1/4 of the mod. Not even a fourth. This is like 1/6 of the mod if you're just counting the RG extracts and stuff and like the energy thing. And Zothra's flesh. Zothra? Yeah, Zothra's flesh. I think as a whole, this mod takes it hands down. But however, like this is not to shit on this mod. This mod is very cool, very good, and to my knowledge, it was made by one person, and this one was made by a whole studio. So, you know, there will be leaps and bounds. There will be like quality differences, but that doesn't mean that this one is bad and this one is. I mean, I think this is probably the best People Playground mod, but I don't. That doesn't mean that this is just like. That doesn't. What I'm saying is this isn't bad. It's still a very cool mod. It's a very cool premise. I love the show, and I think it's nice that somebody went out of their way to create a mod like this that mostly does work. I just got super unlucky with the consistency issues for like total evisceration of a character. There are some other bugs, but they're not as apparent. Um, if you're looking for a regeneration, a Wolverine-esque regeneration character, I would suggest, even if you don't use any of these other characters, which I suggest you do because they're awesome, you could just use this bottom bit to edit different characters and never touch any of these other characters, and I still think that it's a super worth it mod, even if you just use it as a glorified regeneration mod, you know? Very well done. Super cool. Like, look at that. Let's see if I just leave his foot. I just want to test something. And with just his foot. Wow. Yeah, I think that says it all. You know? I mean, honestly, we could even test it with bombs if you really wanted to. And because of his durability, it doesn't really even do all that much. Yeah, extremely well made by Ollie Barter's crew. Or Ollie Barter and his crew, Baytrix Studios. Takes the cake, 10 out of 10. And that's just the regeneration. I want to do a full review of each character and everything that I'm aware of that they can do. But yeah, just ate that shit like it was nothing, for real. Let's just see. This normally eviscerates a person, right? That came very close to eviscerating him, but that makes me wonder if he could survive an atom bomb. Could he? Let's freeze him. Let's extinguish him as well. Can I get the extinguish? I forgot it's bugged. Let's just use the fire extinguisher. Now if we freeze him, he's regenning, right? Doing all this extra shit. And remember, he needs energy. That is one of the caveats, but you can essentially give him all the energy he wants, so it doesn't matter too much. Now, let's see if he can survive a nuke. Let's see if he can truly survive being eviscerated with all this extra strength we gave him. We'll throw him a bit of extra energy. We'll put him at 80k. We'll put him at 90k. We'll put him at 100,000 energy, right? Let's see how well he performs. We'll inspect him to see if he's even alive after the first second. That's a good sign. Parts of his body aren't missing. That is impressive. It just got burned a little bit. That is extremely impressive. Remember, this isn't necessarily because of this is not necessarily because of the regeneration. This is because of the durability, which is not a part of the Ajin mod. So again, if you're looking for something like this, you would look at the Ajin mod. I mean, you wouldn't be looking at the Ajin mod anyway, unless you're a big fan, you know. And finally, the strongest bomb. Probably wait for him to get a little more energy. Let's just see if he's even there. Oh, no, he does. I forgot that this basically deletes living creatures. Damn. But that's not really, that's more like a programming thing because it's not programmed to function as a bomb. It's like this initial blast will just eviscerate living creatures. Now if we do this, we can check to see if there's any living. Oh, wait, is he there? Is that him? No way, it's just him, right? Do I revive him? Yeah, that's not him. That's probably from the Ajin guy. Wait, no, because I cleared the whole room. What? There's no way that. Maybe I just accidentally left. Oh, that's leftover. That's left. These are leftovers. Yep. But yeah. So unless you are essentially deleting him from the game, I'm gonna go with Human Tears Reforged, 7 days of the week. Um, all day, every day, Human Tears Reforged. Yeah. That's it. See ya.